Number 2 on the quiz review, you can solve this using substitution or elimination. If you are doing this with substitution, you would try to get the x by itself and then plug positive 4y minus 4 into the x of the other equation. I personally prefer elimination. Do you all want me to do elimination or substitution? Elimination. So if we're doing elimination, we could multiply to try to get positive 12y and negative 12y, but we'd have to multiply both of them. Or we could only multiply the bottom by negative 6. So we have 6x plus 3y equals 30. That's the original first equation. If I multiply the bottom by negative 6, we have negative 6x plus 24y equals positive 24. The x's eliminate. We have 27y equals 54. Divide both sides by 27, and y equals 2. Then we need to plug that into one of the other equations. I'm going to choose the original bottom equation. I think that looks easier. So x, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. X equals 4. Number 4, for those of you who really, really love substitution, I would strongly recommend against using substitution. It would not be very easy to get either of these variables by themselves. So elimination is definitely your best bet here. And we could try to get the x's to be the same. We'd have to shoot for 21. But I really like that this is a negative and a positive. Think about 5 and 4. What number pops into your head? 20. So we're going to multiply the top by 4 so that we can have negative 20y. We'll multiply the bottom by 5 so that we'll have positive 20y. So this one becomes 12x minus 20y equals, and if you can do negative 29 times 4 in your head, more power to you, negative 116. This one becomes 35x plus 20y equals negative 260. The y's cancel. 12 and 35 is 47x equals negative 376. If you were doing this one on your own, did you think that you'd done it wrong because these numbers are so big? Yeah, trust yourself. You're better at this than you think. X equals negative 8. Now we need to choose an equation to plug this back into. I'm going to choose the top equation because I think the numbers are smaller, but really it does not matter which equation you choose. So 3 times negative 8, because you're plugging that negative 8 into the x, 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. So negative 5y equals negative 5, which means that y is 1. For number 5, what you really need to memorize is that consistent means that there are solutions, inconsistent means that they're not. So on the quiz, you'll get a picture kind of like one of these, and you'll have to circle, does this have 0, 1, or many solutions? Is this inconsistent or consistent? So 5A, there's one solution, and because it has solutions, it's consistent. B, they don't cross, so there are no solutions, and that makes it inconsistent. And C, it looks like there's only one line. There's actually 2 lines. They're just right on top of each other, and that means that there are infinitely many solutions, and because there are solutions, it is a consistent system. I think number 7 is the easiest problem on this entire quiz because you already know that z is 3. Now plug that in. So we're going to take this equation and we know that z is 3. So negative 5y plus 3 equals negative 2. Subtract 3 on both sides. Negative 5y equals negative 5. So y is 1. For x, you are plugging in 1 in place of the y, 3 in place of the z, and then solving for x. So for x, it says negative 4 times y. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. It says 5 times z. 5 times 3 is 15. So we have 4x plus 11 equals 1. Now let me guess, you got to this point and you tried to do 10 divided by 4 and you realized that it was not coming out evenly and you thought, oh crap, I did something wrong. Sometimes decimals are okay. Oops, this is negative 10, isn't it? So x is negative 2.5, and it is okay there for x to be negative 2.5. For the true 3-variable systems, where you have 3 equations, all 3 of them have 3 variables, you can't just jump in and do something. You have to think a little bit about the strategy and what your game plan is. So I first start by looking at my x's, looking at my y's, and looking at my z's. I notice in the z's there's a 17. That means if I was trying to eliminate with the z's, I'd probably have to multiply the top equation by negative 17, and that doesn't sound like much fun. So I'm probably not going to do that. Negative 2, negative 5, and negative 6, that doesn't look very good. I think I'm going to focus on my x's. So first, I'm going to eliminate with the top 2. And if I want those x's to go away, what do I need to turn that top one into? Negative 3x. We need to multiply the top by negative 3. So that will give me negative 3x plus 6y minus 3z equals negative 6. And the biggest mistake that I see is that people forget to multiply the number after the equal sign by that multiplier. The second equation I'm using exactly as it is. My x's will cancel, that was the goal. And I get 1y minus 7z equals 0. And I'll put this up, I kind of imagine this is like a shelf. Put this up on the shelf and save it for later. Now we need to go back and eliminate the x's again. So this time I am probably going to choose my bottom equation and my top equation. But instead of multiplying by negative 3, what do I now need to multiply the top equation by? Negative 2. So I will have negative 2x plus 4y minus 2z equals negative 4. And my original bottom equation, 2x minus 6y plus 17z equals 2. Negative 2y plus 15z equals negative 2. And that needs to join this other one. Okay, we've eliminated the x's twice. Now we need to go to this middle part where I've got y's and z's. Do you want to try to eliminate the y's or eliminate the z's? 1. And what do we need to multiply this top one by? 2. So we will have 2y minus 14z equals 0. Because 2 times 0 is 0. And my original bottom, negative 2y plus 15z equals negative 2. When we add them together, we get z equals negative 2. For y, I'm going to go back to this, this top purple equation. Y minus 7z equals 0. we're going to plug this -2 in right there. So -7 times -2 is +14. So y equals -14. Then we need to pick an original 3-variable equation, whichever one looks the easiest. I think the top one looks the easiest. We're plugging -14 into the y, we're plugging -2 into the z. So -2 times -14 is +28. -2. So x plus 26 equals 2. X equals -24.